Happy Father's Day, everybody. It is a chilly day in Reeder, North Dakota. This first day of summer, it's only 56 degrees out here, so it's kind of chilly. So, welcome everybody to this most interesting post I'm going to make. Those of you who adhere to a pre trib rapture instead of a pre trib relocation, I guess I'm going to play Mr. Obvious for a while. Okay. Many people incorrectly purport that Noah and Lot are perfect examples of a pre trib rapture. It is exactly the opposite. Noah and his family, Lot and his family were sheltered survivors. That's what they were. They were sheltered survivors. So take note that this is both cases, both are true. Now, the Bible has quite a lot to say about this. I'm going to start in Psalms chapter 32, verse 7. This is describing you being relocated to a place wherein God protects you and shelters you like he did for the 40 years in the wilderness. Some of these verses even say you're in his shadow. You're in the shadow of the pillar of the presence. I mean, there's not just one. I mean, this is redundant. It's redundant. So, Psalms 32, verse 7. You are my hiding place. You shall preserve me from trouble. You shall surround me with songs of deliverance. Selah. Psalm 91, verse 1. He who dwells in the sacred place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. You're in his shadow. It's the pillar of the presence. Psalm 119, verse 114. You are my hiding place and my shield. I hope in your reward. This is blatantly stating that you do not get your reward until after this time of trouble, which is exactly what 100% of the Bible states. You're going to be relocated. You're going to be sheltered during the Great Tribulation, and at the end of the Great Tribulation, you shall receive your reward. You know this. This is a redundant message in the Bible. So, Psalms 27, verse 5. For in a time of trouble, he shall hide me in his pavilion. This in Hebrew is tabernacle. In the secret place of his tabernacle, he shall hide me. He shall set me high upon a rock. This is beyond contestation. This did not say heaven. Your home is not in heaven. This is how God has done everything for all creatures he's designed. He first designs the environment. Then he creates the creature for that environment. He does this 100% of the time. We know this from the Genesis account, which is true. Many of you reject the Genesis account. You reject it. You say, no, it took God trillions of years. These things were done because lightning struck a mud puddle. But this is how God has always done things. So let's talk about extraterrestrials. Inasmuch as we are looking for extraterrestrial life, we're actually doing it quite incorrectly. All scientists are looking for us. So what do they look for whenever they're looking for extraterrestrial life? The first thing they look for is water in a liquid form. The only way you get that is finding a planet in the Goldilocks zone around its star. Now, many people don't understand what the Goldilocks zone is. It is the habitable zone around their star. This is different for every star. Let's say a white dwarf. If you have a white dwarf star, We can't be the same distance as we are to our yellow star. You have to be a different distance away. So the Goldilocks zone is the habitable zone around each individual planet. We're looking for us. That's a stupid thing to do. Let's take deep sea fish. Let's just take deep sea fish. God did not create the deep sea fish and then put them in the deep sea, far below where anything else can live. It's not what he did. He created the environment first. So you would have to understand that, let's say Venus. Let's just take Venus, because we tried sending a satellite and a probe into Jupiter, never hit the surface because it was crushed under the fantastic pressure. We did, however, get live video feed from the surface of Venus. God would have took the elements of that environment and created a living being from that environment. So obviously a living creature that was living on Venus would absolutely not be designed like us. God would have designed those living creatures for that environment. Please understand, this is what is being said. You're not being taken somewhere else. You're being relocated for the 3.5 years of the Great Tribulation. And at the end of it, you'll be raptured. That's what he says all the time. He calls this the tabernacle of David. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. This verse just said it. Let's go to the next one. Psalm 9, verse 9. The Lord shall also be a refuge for the oppressed, a refuge in time of trouble. This perfectly describes the birth pangs. Yes, the birth pangs. The first 14 verses of Matthew 24 is Jesus Christ describing to you the birth pains wherein you will be oppressed, and in the final stages you will be oppressed unto death. The Bible does not change its narrative. It never changes its narrative. God did not write the Bible to confuse you. He didn't. He didn't write it to confuse you. So, Psalm 143, verse 9, deliver me, O Lord, from my enemies. In you I take shelter. He is only talking about one thing. It's the pillar of the presence. Now, you've probably all been taught that it's two different things. You never call it one thing. You call it the pillar of cloud by day or the pillar of fire by night. No, it's one thing. It's the pillar of the presence. So, Psalm 31, verse 20, you shall hide them in a secret place of your presence. From the plots of man, you shall keep them secretly in a pavilion from the strife of tongues. Look, at this point, I've read enough verses from enough different chapters. This is categorical. This is systematic. God's telling you exactly what he's going to do. Psalm 98, verse 1. Oh, sing to the Lord a new song, for he has done marvelous things. His right hand and his holy arm have gained him the victory. Take note, two elements here. Pillar of cloud by day, pillar of fire by night. What did he say? He said his right hand and his arm. Two different things. He is systematically relaying to you the same information over and 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 over again. Because you are the woman. The church of the Lord Jesus Christ, in its 7 different manifestations. Yeah, there's 7 churches. There's 7 different types of churches. You're one of them. You're the woman until you're married. You get married, and once you're cloven to the Lord Jesus Christ, you are changed. You receive your resurrected body because he's resurrected. So you have to get resurrected. That's what the New Testament says. So your rapture, now let me get very technical with you. The actual Greek word you're looking at is harpazomothea in the Greek. It's not what you think it is. You all think it's just harpazo. No. In English, that has a P. The Greek doesn't. It has a G, what you call a G. Anyway, God has categorically told you in the book of Revelation that he takes you to a place prepared for you by God. And it's there that you stay for the 3.5 years of the Great Tribulation. I've read to you multiple verses here that is called that his tabernacle. Okay. 2 Samuel 22, verse 1. Then David spoke to the Lord the words of this song on the day when the Lord had delivered him from the hand of all his enemies and from the hand of Saul. Take note. Saul categorically. You read the first, let's say, 12 chapters of 1 Samuel, you see that Saul is the perfect representation of the Antichrist. What you call the Antichrist. Book of Revelation doesn't call him Antichrist. The book of Revelation calls him the false prophet. This is why first Saul prophesied. Before he was ever made king, it was said that Saul was among the prophets. So anyway, Revelation chapter 7, verse 10. And crying out with a loud voice, saying, Salvation belongs to our God who sits on the throne and to the Lamb. Psalms 40, verse 3. He has put a new song in my mouth, praise to our God. Many will see and hear it and will trust in the Lord. Look, he just told you that you're physically going to see this pillar and you're going to hear it because it creates a roar. That's what's being said here. So, pretty exciting stuff, right? Would you like me to go on? Because I can literally go on and on and on and on and on. I can literally go on and on and on. You're going to be relocated. So take note. Noah never left the planet. No, he didn't. He was a sheltered survivor. What about Lot and his family? They were taken to a place. Remember, that place has a name. Yes, it does. Look it up. Look up. Read the whole narrative there from Genesis 18 and 19. The angel is escorting them out of the city, and Lot pleads to him and asks him, well, can we go here? It's a small place. So they're taken there. So the ark was a place of shelter for Noah, and this place was a shelter for Lot. They were sheltered survivors. Yes, they were. They were not taken out. They were sheltered through God's divine judgment. So, for those of you who thought, you assumed that Noah and Lot was a perfect representation of a pre-tribulational rapture, you're dead wrong. You're dead wrong. They were, in fact, sheltered survivors of God's divine judgment. Think about it. Let that process. These things are beyond contestation. They really are beyond contestation. The Bible plainly states the rapture is after the tribulation, at the second coming of Christ. It always says that. Your problem is how do you get from Matthew chapter 24, verse 15? Because that's what starts the Great Tribulation, is the abomination of desolation. What it is an abominable Passover desolation is what it actually is. How do you get from that point to the return of Christ? 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 23. God himself, when you're in the presence of this pillar of the presence, your entire body, mind, and spirit is sanctified physically. True statement. What I just said is true. That's a true statement. So I can just go on and on. Psalm 5:12, Colossians 3, verse 3, Exodus 15, 1 through 3. I mean, I can just go on and on and on and on and on and on and on. Do not use Noah and Lot, or anybody else for that matter, as an example of a pre-tribulational rapture. You're dead wrong. Let's talk about the children of Israel themselves. What about the 10th plague? What happened? No, the children of Israel were not raptured out of Egypt. They were sheltered in the blood of the Lamb, which was placed on their lintels and their doorpost. They were sheltered. They weren't raptured. Till next time, God bless. Godspeed.